it's just very special. I would never have expected it. And when I was told, you know, they picked you, and I was like, oh my goodness, you know, it's an honor. But it's more than that. You don't think of yourself as what the students would say, oh, this is what we want to say to the world about who we are. It's just quite an honor. And it's quite a thrill, and I'm so happy. I don't. You never think as a writer that you're going to run out of words or not have, but when this came up, I haven't still found the words. I wrote a poem that said "We Knew," and that's because I grew up in the age of segregation, and during segregation, the one thing that the black community had to know was that one day it's going to be all right. One day it's going to be a lot better. One day, not just for us, because segregation was not just against black people. Segregation was also against white people, because for us to be segregated, we had to be segregated against. None of it made sense. And so to see these youngsters say, we're closing that door and we're going to open another door, and they're going to do that through me, it's just such an honor. When I came to Tech, I always felt at home. I just felt at home. I don't know why. I felt at home. And I felt that my contribution here at Tech, well, would be comfortable. There's just no way not to like where we are and not to feel proud of where we are. It's just, there's no downside to Tech. There are just so many things going on that it's so exciting. And there just isn't any place better to be, in my opinion, than Virginia Tech. These kids are still saying to that 32, they're still running, they're still remembering that we lost something. And in that loss, we are not going to forget it. We're not going to act like, oh yeah, and it didn't happen. We're not happy that it happened, and we wish that it didn't happen, and we are sad. But we also go out on the field, and we remember that we lost something. We are Virginia Tech. So whatever the we is, we are. And I think it's incredibly important that we not allow people to make us ugly or crazy or stupid. And there are people in this world who would make us racist, who would make us vicious. And I like the resistance that we are Virginia Tech, and we are not going to allow that to happen. We are going to go forward. I'm trying to get my students to rethink ASAP. And I'm not mad at ASAP or anything like that, but there's more to the hare and the turtle. And everybody says, oh, the turtle, you know, was a hard worker and he just kept going and the hare was foolish. I don't think so. I think that the turtle and the hare were friends. And the hare knew that the turtle needed something. I don't know what, and that's what's holding me up for rewriting the story. But something had happened to make the turtle sad, and the hare wanted to give something. Well, all the hare had to give was his speed, which was a wonderful thing, because everybody knows you have to be a fool not to know that the hare is not going to beat the turtle. He is. So if the hare is going to make sure that the turtle wins, for whatever a win would be, he's going to have to stop and slow down. But he gave what he had to give, which was his speed. Some of us have to give our intelligence. Some of us have to give our ability to cook. Some of us have to give our ability to listen. We all have something to give, and we need to be able to write the book as we look at ourselves. And I say that to my students. As we look at ourselves, we need to be able to say, and what do I have to give? I think it's important to give back simply because yes will make you happier than no. It's so basic. I want my students to be confident in their own voice. I don't want my students to think they have to say something that somebody else approves of or somebody else wants. You are your first reader, and nobody else can tell you who you are, what you should do. You have to believe in yourself. When you wake up in the morning, I suggest strongly that you look in the mirror and smile. That there has to be a mirror someplace where you're living. Look in the mirror and smile, because this is your morning. You woke up and this is who you are. And oh, this is a good idea. And then you go forward from there. I think it's interesting to be alive, and I'm going to recommend that. I think it's interesting to be in love. I think it's important to separate love from sex, both of which are interesting, but you have to know the difference. And as you are exploring your life, you're going to discover things about yourself. Let yourself explore and discover that. That's what my generation did, and I like my generation. I think we're good people, and I think that I think this generation is a good generation.